Hey y'all, good morning. Well, it's mid-morning. It's almost lunchtime, really. It's like 11:41. I'm getting ready to go down to the office, and since I know I'm going to be gone for a while today, I decided I'd go ahead and fix me something for lunch because I don't like to eat out a whole lot. I don't like fast food, so I went into the freezer and I thought, what can I pull out of here right quick to fix? And as I was pulling out, y'all, this is what I found. I got it in the microwave right now. Okay, this is a piece of leftover salmon. Look at that. I did this salmon a few weeks ago. So what we're going to talk about now is pulling stuff out of that freezer so it don't get thrown away. So this was fresh salmon. This is probably a fourth of a pound piece of leftover salmon. It was, you know, it has the bone in. And when I went to Harris Teeter to purchase it, this stuff was almost $10 a pound. So I bought a couple of pounds, and I fixed it. And I don't know whatever else I fixed with it, but I fixed it as a dinner meal. So now I had this much left, and so I thought, okay, let's wrap it and put it in the freezer. Now this has probably been maybe 2 or 3 months ago, I don't know. But remember, when you put stuff in the freezer, wrap it up real good. And when you take it out again, it's just like new. So all I did to this piece of frozen salmon, I put some butter on top of it, put it into the microwave, put a lid on it, like that. Make sure it's covered real good. And on my microwave, I've got a defrost cycle. So I put it on the defrost cycle on my microwave. So now you press, like, it'll ask you how many minutes. I'll do 1, 0 and then hit start. And so I let it cook, well, not really cook, I let it defrost all the way through until it got down to number 30, which was about 3 or 4 minutes. That's all it took. So now that piece of salmon is just like new. Okay, now to go with my salmon, because I'm a country girl, guess what? Some good old grits. And you see these grits, it says on the bag that they're going to cook in 5 minutes. But guess what? I cook mine about 45 minutes. I like mine nice and creamy. So what I've done, I've taken a half a cup of grits and I put water on them. Because what I like to do is pour that water over them. Get some of that starch off, and it gets some of them little black things out of there too. And I do that a couple of times. That's just me. I feel like it makes them creamier and gets those little, whatever those little husks are, get the little husk off the grits. I promise you, if you do this 2 or 3 times, I promise you, grits cookers, if you do this 2 or 3 times, I promise you your grits will be creamier than they were if you just put them in right out of the pack. So you're just going to do 3 times today. So this is a half a cup of grits. Measure them out. Okay. Then I took a half a cup of milk and then a cup and a half of water. I went ahead and put it in this pot and I got it boiling. I put 1/4 of a stick of butter in there and 1/8 of a teaspoon of salt. And actually, when these end up, they're going to be cheese grits. Okay. So, for right now, we're just going to go ahead and put the grits in. Got most of them in there. You have to get all the grits in. And make sure you stir them into that water. Stir them in real good. I'm telling you, this is going to make enough grits probably for 2 people, but if I don't eat them all, because I love grits, I will let them sit on the stove, and when I get back home, I will reheat them. They'll be just like new. And then when they get done, I'm going to plop some cheese in, because I like cheese grits with my salmon. So I'm going to turn that heat up and get them going to a rolling boil. When I get them boiling real good and fast, then I'm going to put a lid on them. And I tell you, it says 5 minutes. When you cook them 5 minutes, for me people, they are too thick and they are too grainy. And I don't like that. So that's why I put enough liquid in there that I can cook these 40 to 45 minutes. Now let me just say this to you. If along the way while you're cooking them and they thicken up on you, just pour you a little bit more, either some water or some cream in there to loosen them up a little bit, and just let them keep right on cooking, because I guarantee you, most of the people who don't like grits, guess what? They're too thick and lumpy and they don't taste good. But I cook mine until they're nice and creamy and smooth. When these grits finish in 40, 45 minutes, depending, give or take 5 minutes, I'm going to let you see what it looks like. I'm going to put it on the plate with that piece of salmon, and it's going to be one of the best things that I've ever eaten. So if you like grits, then you know, for grits cookers, you know, my grits cookers out there, you know how grits are supposed to be. And for my grits haters, think about it. The reason you probably don't like grits is because they're too thick. And they're grainy and they're lumpy, because guess what? They have not cooked long enough. So, okay. I call that they're cooking into the water. See that? See how they're nice and bubbly? Now you tell me that in 5 minutes those grits was going to be ready. I don't think so. So what I'm going to do, now that they're boiling, I'm going to go ahead and lower the heat down to low. Then I'm going to put the lid on. And I'm going to let those little jewels just sit there and cook for the next 40 minutes. And I'm going to go get myself dressed, because it's going to take about that long to get dressed and be ready to go. So then in 40 minutes I'll be dressed. Come back, my grits will be ready. Put them on the plate with that piece of salmon. And I'm going to be ready to eat. So if you all will hang in there for me and wait around for me, we're going to have some good old grits. Okay? Toodaloo, I'll be right back. Okay, y'all, so I'm back. Here it is. Got those good creamy grits already with cheese in them. They are extra yellow because you know I'm extra. I put a little turmeric in there. I always dash turmeric in most of my food when I'm eating or my drink. Also, I've got me some nice fruit to eat. And, of course, I got some, remember my salsa that I made about a month ago? Well, I've made some since then, but anyway, that salsa, I'm going to dash it right on top of those grits and that piece of salmon, and I'm going to sit down, relax, and enjoy and have a nice, cool lunch before I take off to work, because it's lunchtime, so I'm going in at lunchtime today. How about that, y'all? And today I'm drinking a glass of nice, cold, icy lime water, and I put a couple packs of a couple packs of Lord, I just forgot. My mind just left me. A sweetener in it. I put 2 packs of stevia in it. That's what I'm trying to say, y'all. Stevia. I'm so hungry I can't even think how to talk today. But anyway, that's my lunch meal. Something that I just popped right out of the freezer. Look at that nice salmon that I cooked a couple months ago. Froze it properly, took it out, put it in the microwave on the defrost cycle. I think I let it run about 5 or 6 minutes on that defrost cycle with some butter on top of it. When I originally cooked it, it was just lemon pepper seasoning and some garlic powder, and I pan fried it with some olive oil. So that's what I had left over of it. This is about 1/4 of a pound, I think. Yeah, about 1/4 of a pound of a piece of salmon. So it'll go good with that bowl of grits. So remember, if you want those good creamy grits like Grandma makes, 1/2 cup of grits, rinsed about 3 times. Boil you up a cup. I think I put a cup and a half of water and 1/2 cup of milk, and probably 1/4 of a stick of butter in there. And if you like cheese grits, just plop however much cheese you want in there. But those grits are real easy to cook, and you got to cook them, y'all. Please cook them at least 30 minutes. Now I cooked mine 45 minutes. These today cooked an hour because it took me a little bit longer to get dressed. But let me tell you, those grits that you cook in 5 minutes, they're just too thick and coarse for me. So if you want the best grits that you ever put in your mouth, rinse those bad boys, cook them at least, please, I'm hedging here now. I'm letting y'all get away with 30 minutes. But please, if you can let them cook about 40 minutes, I promise you, you will have grits that you'll never forget the rest of your life. So for the grits lovers and for those who know how to cook grits, you know what I'm talking about. You want those grits nice, soft, and creamy. Remember, for this amount of grits that's in this bowl, which is probably enough for 2 people, but I'm going to eat every last one of them, I did 1/2 of a cup of grits that I rinsed 3 times. Just when I say rinse, I mean put water in them to cover the grits. Let it sit for a minute, and then you'll see the little black things will float up to the top, and you pour that off, and you do that about 3 times. You boil 1.5 cups of water and 1/2 cup of milk in a pot. Put in your butter, which is about 1/4 of a stick of butter. Then you also put in there about 1/8 teaspoon of salt. Not a lot of salt. You don't need a lot of salt. If you want to put cheese, put cheese. And then if sometimes, you know, you might just want to eat grits. Doesn't have to have anything in it, but grits to me goes with anything. When you do, you know, for those of you who do shrimp and grits, this is how you cook your good grits. Because nothing bothers me worse than you got some shrimp fried up and then get them on the table with some grits that's thick and lumpy. It tears me apart, y'all. It tears me apart. So this is how you cook good grits. If you missed the recipe, go back and listen to it again. And if you want to know how to cook the best grits in the world, do that. Your grandchildren will love you for it, I promise you. Thank you for tuning in again. Love you guys. Got to get out of here and get to the office, so I'm going to sit down here and relax and enjoy this right quick. Toodaloo.